Why would you do that to me? You know I can't afford that. She said, well, if you don't have goals to aspire to reach, you'll never get to them.
Dang.
Right? So when people ask me, like, who's that one person? My wife.
Yeah.
Someone had told me about property management and was like, hey, you can get out of being outside, not having to chase people, and this might be a good market, like business to look into. So I got into property management, applied, got hired, especially as I was bilingual, to kind of put me in those CD areas, but I just crushed, right? And I love the people, I love the environment, I just wanted to give back. Fast forward, unfortunately, I think it was a double-edged sword because being bilingual also held me back because I only predominantly worked in the CD properties because I predominantly handled clientele that they couldn't handle. I tried relocating to Charlotte, North Carolina. Still, it really wasn't, rainbows and butterflies. During my move to North Carolina, Charlotte, I was trying to buy a home. And the agent was a sweet lady. However, she was trying to pitch me on what she wanted me to buy, not what I felt I wanted. And because of that poor experience, I'll never forget, I said, hey, she looks like she's doing pretty well, drives a nice car. I bet I could do better than her. So my wife looks at me and goes, then why don't you? And that was the beginning of, I'm getting into sales as an agent.
She challenged you. It's like,
it's always been a challenge. My wife has been the one thing that has really pushed me. I mean, even when I was cleaning toilets, I remember I used to look at these GQ magazines. And one day I said to her, man, I would love to buy that. And so if you're local to Richmond, I remember she said, hey, there's this awesome store called Franco's. You need to go check it out. So I left, of course, I just was cleaning at Nordstrom, wrap up, call out, punch out, leave, go to Franco's, and I'm checking out these clothes, right? Beautiful clothing, very fine. Long story short, this lady tries this jacket on me. I take it off. It's like $1,200.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm making like $8 an hour.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I look at this thing. I'll never forget. I went back to Nordstrom's and I was upset with my wife. And she said, well, of course, my frustration with her was, why would you do that to me? You know I can't afford that. She said, well, if you don't have goals to aspire to reach, you'll never get to them.
Dang.
Right? So when people ask me, like, who is that one person? My wife.
Yeah. That's a common thread on this podcast. It's a spouse, if it's a female speaking or a male speaking, but like basically the spouse. And I kind of like am starting to wonder who the investor really is, because the spouses level up usually the person who's on this podcast, right? Yeah. So like you're saying your wife essentially is leveling you up. Like she's challenging you and putting you in a different, and other guests have been the same. It's like, you think about it, like your wife is force appreciating you. Like, and she's like, she's like, I have invested in you, and you're gonna, create this or at least help create this or level 100%. Up yourself, which is cool. So, and it's interesting you mentioned Franco's, because when I was early on in this business, I didn't have any money. I had really good relationships, fortunately, like a really good network that I've worked hard to earn. And there's one gentleman in my network who's a very accomplished attorney. And he's like, yeah, man, I get all my clothes from Franco's. Just go to Franco's, And so I roll. He said, just tell me you know me. And so I go to Franco's and I walk in and, they're kind of looking at me. I'm wearing what I normally wear, right? Which is not super, fancy. So, and I'm probably, at this point have been doing like tours all day. Like I'm still in the thick of things, like in the day-to-day property management.